Welcome back to Iroquois Park Sports Centre and day number 4, quarterfinal Wednesday here at the 2025 President's Cup. I'm Matthew Carrick alongside Pat Gregoire, who will be in the seat for the rest of the day. I understand you're pulling a triple header 2 days in a row.
Yeah, that's the Prezi, baby.
Attaboy, attaboy. Quarterfinal number 2 brings us the Edmonton Miners and Allegany, and for Edmonton, we'll look at Kyle Playstead, their points leader.
A standout at Bellarmine University. He's eligible for the 2025 draft. I know he's trying to up his stock, actually led that program in all-time goals, but his main goal here is to help elevate his team to the next round.
From Bellarmine, we go to a former Denver player and a Tewarton finalist back in 2015. How about Zach Miller, who's leading Allegany here at the present?
Whether you're north of the border or south of the border, you are aware of Zach Miller's work at Denver or playing in the NLL with the Georgia Swarm. He has been silky smooth all tournament long.
Actually, third in points on the team behind, as you would probably expect, Cloutier and Frazier. But still, okay, so not so fast on the draw. Chase Frazier, draw taker.
I think a lot of people forget he started his career out taking faceoffs. He's quite good at it, but they ended up finding out he's a lot better at scoring goals.
Does pick up faceoff for Allegany this time. They're in their black uniforms with gold numbers and trim going right to left away from the home bench. Goa Abrams in net. Cam McLeod for the Miners, who pick up the ball here. White jerseys, black lettering, red chrome buckets from the visitors. Bigger stutter step from Jake Bowen. Miners finishing third in Pool B with a 1-2 record. Only win coming against Winnipeg. Saskatchewan, excuse me. Allegany defeating Ladner and Winnipeg in their pool. Outside shot, Cloutier, first one that McLeod sees. Stumbled him a little bit, but does keep it out. As now it's played into Brett Craig, who wants to push transition. Back to the middle, shot there on Abrams, got through him, but doesn't leave the crease. Kyle Gonciarek there to pull it out. Jacob Gasparetti now has a trailer off the bench, and Christian Watts, who can be a big offensive presence. Speaking of, how about Lane Smith? McLeod will stop that, and I mean, this is a monster pace to this game already. I know we're only a couple possessions in, but we're going back and forth. Bouncing off a check and scoring, Tyler Sonishin.
And maybe this might be the recipe for the Miners, who have struggled to score goals throughout this tournament through stretches. They're going to be without Campbell and Greniuk, one of their leading scorers. But it's Tyler Sonichin, who's a familiar face to the Durham region. Played some junior ball with the Green Gales Junior B program. Getting involved in the offense early here with his 5th goal to the tourney.
Based on the roster we have for Edmonton, also know Brendan Godwin, Jacob Power, Connor Watson, Adam Yeo, James McIntosh, along with, as you said, Wayne Greniuk. Big offensive loss for Edmonton a few days ago. Outside shot, Allegany bounced off the boards. They'll get a second chance, now a third. Buried was Colton Marquis at the side of the crease. No Jeff Geddes, Leo Stouris, Nate Kettle, Toby Whitcomb, Dana Ray. Greg Seneca, the third goaltender for Allegany today, picking the corner. Chris Cloutier, we're all tied up.
What a tournament Chris Cloutier is having. Leading the tourney in scoring. And he's been absolutely electric, getting it done in all facets. This time, just pulls up too much time, too much space. That's John Lintz, NLL veteran defender. He's got to know better not to give that much time and space to a guy like Chris Cloutier.
Face off, one back. Gasparetti gets there off the shoulder of McLeod. As the ball comes back to the restraining line, running in onto it, Nicholas Shankland going to go in on, test the arm of Goa Abrams. 1-1 tie here in the early stages of this first period, scheduled for 3:20s. Bowen, cut back move, top of the crease. Holding call coming up here against Allegany. Cam Milligan will slow it down. Wait for McLeod to get off to the bench. Extra attacker is on. Jogging in, it's going to be Dean Farrell. Now Colin Bergloff as well. Bowen, far side, low shot. Richard Laughlin took it. It bounces off the boards and up into the timekeeper's area. Heads up, Mikey.
Get a look here. David Anderson got into some penalty trouble last game for Allegany. And it was just foot speed of the Miners provide to be a problem. Jake Bowen is a fast, athletic defender. Yeah, you're going to see that one hand come off the stick. He gives a lot of great defenders problems with that little jab step of his.
Yes, the number 0 offensive runner jersey for Darius Anderson, getting the holding call down floor. I think that was Miller looking for the outlet pass, getting there first. Brett Craig. Bowen has it again. Milligan going to take top spot of the power play. 35 seconds gone in it. Milligan down to the crease and finessed in by Dean Farrell.
And this one has to feel extra special for Dean Farrell, who has struggled to find the net. When I was doing my prep this week, I shouldn't say this week, for today, I was dumbfounded that he hadn't found the back of the net coming into this. They tried this look for Dean Farrell all day long yesterday. Just wasn't able to break through. Now he finally gets it. And Matt, you've seen a lot of lacrosse. Sometimes that one goal could just catapult confidence for a shooter.
The dam breaks and away we go. So keep your eye indeed on 22 in white if that's to hold true. Here's 33 in black, our player to watch. Miller finding Amos Whitcomb, who slots back into the lineup for Allegany after sitting out yesterday. Got held up at the restraining line, opening room for Craig to run in. We'll wait for the change off the bench. Sonishin headed to the net. Bergloff trying to find him. He may have hit off Xavier Taylor, the defender. Up the boards now, Corey Becker. He'll leave it for Chase Fraser. Fraser in the pink shoes, directing traffic. Miller, Kluche. Works around his screen. Kluche going to lower the shoulder on the run. Second shot for him. McLeod getting the better this time. Big collision with Fraser. And Michael Seidel. Just beating the 8 count, Ronan Push. Now with Bowen running off the bench into the feet there of Goa Abrams. Harris Anderson and Ronan Push kind of staring each other down as they go off for changes.
And this is a fast pace to this game so far. I think that's what the way that the Miners want to play. Just a couple teams against them have done a good job taking away transition. Arrows are going to have to be more aware.
Arrows have, I don't want to say had trouble starting on time, but definitely have played catch-up, especially in those games that one come from behind win and the loss on opening night against Brooklyn, who we'll see at 8 p.m. this evening. Host team getting the right to that time slot, their dressing room, their bench, all the same.
The home cooking as well, figuratively and literally, I'm sure. The thing with Brooklyn yesterday, I mean, you want to talk about a slow start. I thought we were hitting the upset alert, but they settled things in. Let's also not forget a couple really key players out of the lineup in that game. I know they're playing a little bit of an inferior opponent once again, but you got to assume some of the guys that were out of the lineup are going to want to get back in. Last thing you want to do is sit 2 games out, and then when you get to the semifinals, you could be looking at another slow start.
Guy who's not a slow starter here, Chris Kluche, already has 2 in the opening 6.5 minutes for Allegany, poised for a big night from number 2.
It should come as no surprise that Chris Kluche is leading this tournament in scoring. Tied with David Anderson coming into this game, but now a couple of goals, a couple of big blasts from the outside. We see Chris Kluche do a lot of his work from the inside, using his big frame to get to the middle of the floor. But Edmonton has to do a much better job of worrying about gap control and taking away time and space.
David Anderson of the Six Nations Rivermen, who clinched their way into the semifinals by beating the Ladner Pioneers earlier this morning. Lane Smith ducking through a double team, will play it down to the crease. That will end the 3-year run of the Ladner Pioneers. There will be a new President's Cup champion here in Whitby. Craig's shot bounced off of, I think they're going to say Goa Abrams, and went up and out of play. Either way, keep it right here with Edmonton. That game will be the 8 o'clock game on Friday night. Bowen. Big jab step, pulls it back now. Trying to go into the 5-hole of Goa Abrams. And if things go as we predict they might, then rematch of the OSL finals. And it should be a dandy on Friday. 5 and 8, the semis. Shot there from Miller, hits the pipe. And now Seidel running it back. Ladner will play in the 5 o'clock game tomorrow in the consolation round. And then tournament finishes for the losers of the quarterfinal games today. Winners guaranteed 2 more games, guaranteed to play for hardware coming up on Saturday. Sonishin outside shot off of Abrams. Rebound picked up here. Gonsioric down the boards to Gasparetti. Those two working the breakout plays. Kluche wants the play to continue and hurry. You could see him urging Gasparetti to come and catch up. As Kluche feeling it here in the quarters. Milne on the run. Abrams' save went right back to the Miners player on the far side. And Richard Laughlin's shot does stay in as it bounces off a painted glass. Milligan. He'll bring it down to Bergloff, far side. Laughlin trying again. Off the bench, Playstead. Bowen, Laughlin, third time, not the charm. That one wide as well. Nope, they are going to give the reset. Get off the side of the net. Franklin Brown leaving here for Amos Whitcomb. Two brothers playing for the first time since opening night, as they both had an evening off. Christian Watts. Shot in on McLeod. Brett Craig flipping the ball back in the direction of push. His hard shot off of Abrams will roll back to the restraining line. And now 2-on-1 developing here for Allegany, but quickly out the defensive door. Edmonton able to even up the numbers.
Good job on Frank Brown. Probably slows it down a little bit too quickly. Takes a hard hit as we see another big hard hit from Toll.
That was Corey Becker the second time. Ending up on the turf. Shot clock under 10. Not going to matter as it's picked up by Justin Morgan.
Brown was actually able to get that pass off. Pretty impressive play from Frank Brown, the Hobart College product.
Sonishin again in on Abrams. He'll pick it up and straight down the floor. Timed almost perfectly. Josh Becker was picking it. Nicholas Shankland, the hit that knocked him to the turf. Frazier through the middle. Becker over top the net. 10 left on the clock. Pass in front. Watts was there. And John Lintz. Hard check there on Becker, putting him into the boards. Late chance now from Frazier. Wide of the mark. And the shot clock's going to sound. That was your typical John Lintz defensive shift. Got into it a little bit, back and forth with Becker. Waited for his opportunity, rubbed him out in the boards, and Moves it rough and tumble as they come. On the run, Milligan, 5-hole shot, scores.
And Cam Milligan getting goal number 4 on the tournament. He rips this one all the way from his front porch in Peterborough, Ontario. Comes across, sweeps the top of the turf. I don't think there's a screen here. This is just a perfectly placed shot. As you can see, Frank Brown tries to come for that slide help, but it's just a bit too late. Heads up play from Milligan. Is that a water break there, Matt?
Yeah, I think we did hit the timeout for goaltenders to go get water. They're trying to take it. My understanding coming in was supposed to be as close to the midway mark of the period as possible. This is about as close as we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
Saw one at 2.5 minutes remaining in the period a few days ago, but
it's the Prezi, baby.
A very energetic and intent-filled and forceful conversation over on the bench of Edmonton. Leading 3-2 after that goal from Milligan, who is out there now after the face-off win for Edmonton. 9 minutes remaining here in the period. Sonishin back down the boards. Through the middle, Bergloff couldn't find Milligan on the backdoor cut. Hard.
Yeah, side out.
Up there.
He broke his stick, and he's covering Chris Cloutier. This could be an absolute nightmare.
Frazier decides to wind and fire instead right into Morgan, who gets cheers from his bench, but definitely feeling it after that shot block. Frazier going to shoot again in a shoving match with Jarrett Toll, who stepped up to block. John Lintz at it again, this time with Christian Watts. Those two will meet once more as Watts spins and fires, and McLeod sees it. And that broken stick becomes a non-factor. The entire offense on the right side for Allegany that set. Toll, Farrell in front. There was time for Jake Bowen until there wasn't, thanks to Corey Becker.
That's a great slide from Becker. The game saver, if you will.
Flip pass, Gonsiarek leaving here for Marquis. Colton Marquis has Cloutier off the bench with a head of steam. Watch out now, spins off, shoots. May have clipped the top of the crossbar. They don't give the reset. Cloutier, twister over top of a defender. That one did get through. Rebound to Ronan Push and the Miners. Push was expecting someone a little bit quicker off that bench, I think, before Marcus Needham could catch up to the play. Bergloff, Sonishin, outside shot. A lot of them going low on Goa Abrams at the moment, but equal to the task, except for the three that have been behind them. 3-2. Edmonton lead with 7 left to go here in the first. Christian Watts around the screen from Frazier. Back towards the corner. Cloutier lets it go. Frazier shoots. McLeod waited for the whistle. Cam McLeod, no stranger to tournaments, big games. 2021 Ontario champion with St. Catharines. Got him a look when Panther City was a thing. Here's Farrell looking to the feet of Abrams. With Calgary and the Toronto Rock of the National Lacrosse League in this latest season. Josh Becker back to the boards again. It'll be Marquis trailing the play. Colton Marquis flips it up, and that one headed well wide. Might have scored in pad 2. Cloutier. One-on-one, stepping back on Jackson Ganton, and then buried by Seidel. Good job from Ganton stepping in front of the tournament statistical leader.
Yeah, Ganton's had himself a great tournament so far. Normally has to go up against one of the top offensive players here. He's certainly in that rotation today, going up against Chris Kluche. Great job there that last shift.
Xavier Taylor, Ronan Push had a big collision just inside of center. Ball continues to cycle now to Bergloff. Had a step on his man who had thoughts of intercepting. Bergloff gets his own rebound. And Edmonton will settle it down. Playstead to Lachlan. Playstead with it again. Shaughnessy. Far side Lachlan. Bergloff. No shot sailed wide. Picked up here by Allegany. And Frank Brown across the restraining line. Watts, the outside board. Frazier lowers his shoulder. That shot hits the post and will bounce back over. No call on the rebound. Marquis will touch it to reset the shot clock. Marquis gave to Frazier, wanted the return pass after getting past the falling Nicholas Shankland. Now Lane Smith's shot will go in the over and back direction. Stepping up, Lintz in transition, shoots and scores. John Lintz firing up the Edmonton bench.
Mr. Minor himself, John Lintz, so instrumental in the growth of the game of lacrosse, whether it's at the senior level, the junior or minor level. Lintz puts his blood, sweat, and tears into this minors program, and it's fitting that biggest goal of the game so far comes from the stick of the wily veteran.
Big, fierce, one of the most intense competitors. I watched him take that Edmonton Miners junior team through their on-floor warm-up. That looked like one of the more grueling practices they would have had ahead of that 2022 Minto Cup, where they absolutely showed up in force. Farrell off the arm of Abrams, and you said it. I don't think Alberta lacrosse gets to where it is without John Lintz and others, but definitely big part. His hand in a lot of what's going on out in that province right now. Bowen, cut back. Front of the crease, shot off the end boards. Allegany will pick up. And we kind of talked about it last night. That's a province where we've heard, why are they here in tournaments like this and others in the past? And nobody asking that question these days. Luce one-on-one with Toll. Draws the double team, backing away from pressure. Goes to Frazier. His shot. Save made. Still arguing over the rebound. Frazier gets tripped up. And they call a moving screen.
That seems like a little bit of a delay of game. Morgan runs that ball all the way out to center.
Allegany want this ball in the corner. They're going to have to start with it at center, which is why I agree with you. That probably should have been call made.
I mean, when you throw the ball away, it's a penalty. Why not when you run the ball? I mean, he clearly, the official let him know, ball's going this way, and he continued to run, planted at center. I think that's a delay of game penalty.
Sonderson with it. Just one penalty so far in the first period. I've done it now, but Milligan. Shot there on Goa Abrams. Officials letting them play through it here in this first period of our second quarterfinal, scheduled for 4. Here today, Snake Island. Coming up next against Winnipeg, Brooklyn, Saskatchewan, our nightcap. Kluche just inside the restraining line. Got it to Lane Smith, working off a double. In here to Watts, takes it to the crease, and that's a great stop from McLeod.
Probably McLeod's best stop so far this game, which is saying much because he has had a ton of
plenty to choose from.
Exactly, but that one there, like the offensive set from Allegany, they're getting into a lull here where it's just, okay, Chris Kluche or Chase Fraser, you guys go take the ball, you do something magical. We got to see this offense swing the ball a little more, share it around. Of course, you want those guys to get their touches, there's a lot of other quality ball players on the floor.
Down floor, Frazier, just out of his reach. Danton picks it up from the corner. Back across here to Mill. Needham. Far side into the last 90 seconds here of the period. Bergloff, another step up, looking for an interception from an Allegany defender, and this time it bites them.
I think we're getting a goalie change here as Zed Williams looks down at Chase Martin. And this is one certainly Go Abrams is going to want back. This is a great shot from Bergloff, like very deceptive. We'll get a great look right here. It's going to pop out from that pick. And that's a tough one for Goa. He guesses completely to that left side. But you'll see Bergloff with just the flick of the wrist here, pulls that to the near side. That's a great shot, great goal from a goal scorer there. But Go Abrams, whether this is just a short-term stopgap or they're going to lean on their new netminder in Chase Martin, who, let's not forget, he kind of started this tournament off as the number one goalie. But we'll see what happens.
Martin greeted into the game, and Chase Martin got the start in the first game of the tournament for Allegany, like you said. I think Goa ended up replacing him. Was that the game that they switched it back? Marquis from the outside here. Inside a minute left to go. Hits off a leg and goes to the corner. Crucial to not get the reset there, as now Kluche will run it over the top, playing it back, falling Lane Smith. And that might be the best one for Cam McLeod here in the period, because it also allows the Miners to call timeout.
Yeah, huge, under 28 seconds, so you're going to get a full 30, last possession, last shot, a chance to take a commanding lead in the first period. Great stop from McLeod. He's been unbelievable all tournament long, to be quite honest. He's holding down the fort. Talked about it a little bit yesterday, not a season to remember for the first half where he was given the starting role in Calgary with the Roughnecks. Looks like John Lentz thought maybe he was getting a penalty. Looks like he's just heading to the room a little bit early.
So did I. Both dressing rooms actually underneath our broadcast position in the rooms on the near side.
But wanted to get to that point.
Sure.
Struggled. And big shoes to fill, no doubt, with Christian Del Bianco leaving. But he's come here this tournament and all season long proven that he can be a number one, especially at this level, at the senior B level. Not only can be a number one, he's a guy that can steal you games, but I think some confidence at this tournament will do some great things for him heading into his next season. Potentially, we don't know what's going to happen with the goaltending situation, but got to think he'll get another opportunity to win that job back.
He'll start on the bench here with 20 seconds left to go. 6 attackers on for Edmonton. Cam Milligan with it right now. Bergloff in the middle. Ball will stay here with Sonishin.
That's
that
an
one off the body.
Block
by
Brown.
Out to the far side. No time for Gasp. Ready to do anything with, but tight game for a little bit, and then the Miners start to run away with it. They lead 5-2 after the first, Patty.
Yeah, I think this is probably the best 20 minutes we've seen from the Miners from start to finish. Great transition, elite goaltending. The offense is sharing the ball, and that's exactly, I think, a team that has been here before, know what it takes to win these big games and saving some of your best for these biggest games down the stretch.
A trip to the semis on the line here on quarterfinal Wednesday. This is our second of 4. And the second period comes your way in about 8 minutes' time. You're watching the President's Cup, presented by the JVI Sports Network from Iroquois Park Sports Centre in Whitby.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
From our unique origins to the modern game, the global lacrosse community has been preparing for this moment. Together, we step into a new chapter of growth, competition, unity, and inspiration for the next generation. Welcome to a new era of lacrosse. At the Olympic Games in Los Angeles, we continue growing together. Join the journey and let's make history in LA and beyond. A new era of lacrosse starts now.
From grassroots to major international events, Sport Durham's award-winning edge is the care we take to create memorable participant experiences and lasting legacies. Collaborate with Sport Durham to host your best event yet. While you're here, be sure to visit durhamtourism.ca for things to do across Durham Region's 8 vibrant communities. Summit Access Solutions is a turnkey access company that can accommodate any and all projects from scaffolding, swing stage, material lifts, weather enclosure systems, and shoring, just to name a few. We specialize in making what looks impossible possible so that you can complete any project safely, efficiently, and on time. Call us at 877-786-6483 or visit summitaccess.ca. No matter what the disaster, we'll be there to help get everything in your home or business restored back to normal. Whether your property has suffered from a kitchen fire, basement flood, or a break-in, our professional technicians and restoration experts will use the best tools and strategies to help you make your house feel like a home again. The wait is over. The NLL has partnered with TFL Sports to bring you something legendary. Not since the days of the 1993 MILL has Pro Box Lacrosse seen premier collectible trading cards, the most comprehensive, officially licensed NLL trading cards ever, featuring legends, rookies, game highlights, and more, all dropping in October. Pre-order yours now before they are gone at shop.tflsport.com. With this many stars, you won't want to miss your chance to chase greatness. At Special Benefits Insurance Services, we're more than just an insurance agency. We're a family proudly serving Canadians nationwide since 1993. For over 30 years, we've helped families and individuals find the right health, dental, and travel insurance, always with friendly expert advice that's completely free. Whether you're planning a trip, protecting your health, or making sure your loved ones are covered, we're here with clarity, care, and decades of trusted experience. Special Benefits Insurance Services, where family values meet trusted guidance. Visit us today at sbis.ca. Town Brewery is based right here in Whitby and focused on strengthening our community through good work and good times. Check out the brewery just around the corner at Brock and Victoria, where they brew tons of lagers, sours, and IPAs. And if you've never been, be sure to hit up the Pump House Town waterfront location just down the street on the shores of beautiful Lake Ontario. Welcome back to Iroquois Park Sports Centre here in Whitby, the site of the President's Cup. I'm Matthew Carrick alongside Pat Gregoire. After one period, 5-2 for the Miners, but started off a much tighter game than that.
Yeah, Tyler Sonich and Junior B. Greengale gets the things going. The nice goal there, but Chris Cloutier, a quick reply with a blast from the outside. But the Miners' power play started to get cooking as Dean Farrell surprisingly gets his first goal of this tournament. And no, that's not a replay of the replay you just saw. Chris Cloutier with another blast from the outside as Cam Milligan got in on the scoring, sweeps the top and gets scoring. As John Lintz scores another transition marker. And Berglov ends things off, not just from scoring this period, but also potentially the last we see of Goa Abrams for this game, as in came Chase Martin.
We got 10 different Miners with points already in that first period off the 5 goals. And a good period as well for McLeod, like you said, 2 goals off 17 shots for Allegany. 5 coming off 23 for the Miners, and this is day number 4 that these teams are playing in succession as we do look at indeed Chase Martin returning back to the net of Allegany, and good fast pace to that first period as these teams were running and gunning. I'm surprised they still got the energy.
Well, I think both these teams like to play fast, take their chances in transition. Guys like Jacob Gasparetti out the back door loves moving the ball up the floor, but I definitely think that when it looks with the arrows, they want to slow things down offensively if the look's not there. Whereas I feel like the Miners like to play with pace all areas of the floor. Offensively, when they play their best, they're swinging the ball east-west. They're moving their feet. Balls aren't dying in guys' sticks. So I think if it keeps up with this pace, it plays better to the Miners' hands. I think Allegany might try to muck it up, slow things down a little more.
Clean face-off win here for the Miners. Ronan Push getting it again to start this period. Miners will go right to left in this middle stanza. Ganton. The man off the bench, Richard Laughlin, had an assist in the period. Down in the corner to Milligan, who scored. Doesn't shoot this time. And play back far side, a bouncer that goes off the end glass from Farrell. Outside look Laughlin. They're trying from both sides. That one misses the mark and goes up and into the stands. Xavier Taylor leaving it for Watts. Down the boards, Cloutier now out in front. Zach Miller shoved just as he went through the crease, and now loose ball will be picked up. Spencer Milne to Craig, has men off the bench with steam. That was Bergloff, already with one in that first period, cutting in front of the crease.
For a big body, Bergloff gets moving. When he catches a full head of steam, he's tough to stop.
Colton Marquis being worked over in front of the net. It's Lane Smith that shoots, though. McLeod with the loose ball, playing it back, and Edmonton already with one down the floor. It's Ganton, no footsteps coming. Good test there from Chase Martin. Sherman Williams. Back here for Miller. Fake the pass, doesn't shoot. Now he'll go over top of everybody to Watts on the far side. Returning to Miller. Round a big screen, does shoot. Nearly hit Cloutier, who was circling the net. And this will be over and back at the tail end of the shot clock by Corey Becker. Take your pick.
Allegany moving their feet a little better. That offensive set, swing the ball east-west. Something you build on, stack some chips together offensively. You're not going to tie this game with one goal.
Laughlin to the outside. Dean Farrell, a few side steps before giving back to Sonachin. Outside shot, scores, lost his stick, gives a shove, and a celebration as the Miners get another one.
Well, we knew some offensive players had to step up with Gwen Greniak out of the lineup. Sonachin throws his defender in the spin cycle. Step, fade away, bam. Beats Chase Martin for his second goal of the game. And the Miners are rolling here, up 6-2.
Astonishing, the first multi-goal scorer on the side of the Miners. As Push wins another faceoff, that one clean against Gonciarek, so they've gone away from Fraser at the dot, at least for that set. As now Bowen here to Milligan. Off the shoulder of a defender, Milligan will chase it back from his wrong side. Oh, bounced off of Chase Martin, looked like Bergloff. Could have just been our angle, may have had a good chance to pick that up and had an empty net had he secured it. Inside Miller to Lane Smith, who takes the floor on his wrong side. Directs Colton Marquis out towards the boards where the pass goes. Smith now sets the screen. Marquis, low shot off of McLeod. Now bounce back and towards the timeline, coming into play Brown before going off for a change. Marquis looked off Watts. Colton Marquis with it, waits, shoots. Got the reset. Edmonton going to bring it down now as Chase Fraser has a word with the official. Meanwhile, Ganton. Things going to slow down. A lot of screaming and yelling after that exchange down to our right. Needham, Lachlan. Milligan setting the screen. Backdoor Bergloff bouncer. Up out of play.
That's a great save. Chase Martin going post to post.
Here's play set. Another player to watch, Milligan, around his screen. Back to that far side and Farrell again. Good chance, gets bumped into the boards. And loose ball possession headed Edmonton's way. Needham for Bowen. Back to Farrell, back across now. Plays stead to the cutting Bergloff. This time, no mistake.
Big game Bergloff. It's a great backdoor cut. Sneaks through the Arrows defense. It's a great catch in traffic as well. Big body, silky mitts, great finish. Puts that right over the shoulder of Chase Martin. The Miners have come to play this afternoon in Whitby.
Bush handles the face-off. Playing up the near side to Craig. Craig has a trailer off the bench. Unable to settle it down was Bowen as that was too high. Transition coming back the other way for Allegany. Williams going to slow things up. Watts not so much. He'll give to Kluche. Had thoughts of going over the top. Now cuts back down low. Takes flight and scores. Chris Kluche, hat trick. And does it in style.
A much-needed goal to stop the bleeding for the Arrows. And who else but off the stick of Chris Kluche talked about those toes look clear to me.
I'm good with that.
Hey, we talked about the rule yesterday. If it's a cool goal, jack it up, count it as a goal. But I tell you, we talked about how Chris Kluche gets most of his work done on the top of the crease. We saw him with 2 outside rips. That clip right there, that goal, that is Chris Kluche to a T.
Done all the damage for Allegany in this game so far. He's got 3. 7 spread around on the Edmonton side of things. Milligan's outside shot. That hit a pile up in front. Bergloff's got it again. Got his feet moving again. Low bouncer. Edmonton saying it tipped off of Martin, and the 2 officials going to talk about this. And Chase Martin right in on the conversation, and I don't think he got a vote because it goes to Cam Milligan. And the far side for Farrell. Quick shot. This one, Martin will keep in his crease. Gasparetti. Marquis straight off the bench to throw a screen. They'll work it for Frazier now. Chase Frazier nearly had it stolen, gets tied up and felled by a double team. McLeod coming to the top of the crease, but no further, where Liam Young takes over. Turning, shooting, Lachlan got held up. Couldn't grab the loose ball. No call as Brown takes it away from the scene. 6 minutes gone here in this second period. 7-3 the lead for Edmonton as Cloutier works around a screen. That shot handled by McLeod, played back again by the Miners. Milne, the pass to the near side. He'll stop at the restraining line. Getting through Sonderson. And now Milligan, outside rip, that hit his own man. Sonderson cutting through. Milligan chases it back down. Sonderson gets the chance, but a moving screen near side takes the ball away.
How about Chris Cloutier getting back on defense and taking a shift out the D door? It's going to be a long shift for him. Offense, up, down, off, not a thing. Up, down, up for Cloutier.
Pass intended to go all the way back to Amos Whitcomb. Lane Smith just dropping Miners all over the place. No call. Tries to do one more before heading off. Justin Morgan
Lane
gets
Smith,
rid of the ball first.
One-man wrecking crew, big body. He's got a lot of finesse to his game. Right there, that's just, that's all raw power.
Sonderson outside. Through Playstead. Back to Liam Young. Outside rip. Didn't go very far from Farrell. Not far enough for Bergloff either. And another shot clock violation here against the Miners. Back-to-back stops for Allegany. Colton Marquis trying to take advantage. McLeod over top of that shot and kept it underneath him. Marquis now up to play on Craig. Talked about Marquis yesterday fitting in with what is a veteran and a very good Allegany team. The youngster that looks right at home. Needham bouncing on his toes. Quick stick chance. Ronan Push just missed. Allowing the ball to roll out to the boards for Bowen, who can't beat the double team or the shot clock. Is that 3 state 30 violations against the Edmonton Miners?
It is. That's what you call stacking shifts and see if the offense can do anything with this momentum.
Frazier across to his Buffalo Bandits teammate Cloutier, who shoots. No roll out of McLeod's crease. Picked up though by Josh Becker. Frazier again from long range, steps into it, and too hot to handle.
Matt, this isn't going to end up on Pat McAfee or Sports Center, but this is a uber important goal for the Arrows off the stick of Chase Frazier, who normally has a flair for dramatics, but right here he just recognizes there's some space down this alley, comes up, and almost throws Cam McLeod a little bit out of sorts there, as he has no idea how that shot got through him. Chase Frazier, though, heavy outside rip, goes high to low, perfectly placed shot, and had enough spin on it where even McLeod gets a piece of it, it finds the back of the net.
Colton Marquis taking a chance at the face-off dot now. Same result, though, as Push wins it here for Edmonton, and we called it an uber important goal as Bergloff, not Bergloff, Bowen, the other big B on the left side. Running it in just that quick, the answer.
And just as you start to feel momentum shifting towards the Arrows side, this veteran-laden group gets a huge goal. Speed kills. This Miners team, when they play fast, out of both ends of the floor, they are a dangerous team to play with. As Bowen, who's had an outstanding tournament so far, gets a much-needed reply, gets his 10th goal of the tourney.
Gonsiarek, the first Allegany arrow to have success here at the dot against push. Arrows can only get a transition chance from it. Push staying on, still with that face-off twig. Waiting for help off the bench, gets the pass, and now he'll go off and switch sticks. Milligan from the corner. Quick pass through the middle, that hit a body and goes to Allegany. Well, I was going to say, you called the Allegany goal uber important. It seems like when you need one of those, it's Chase Frazier that gets it. But then how about Gasparetti somehow sneaking it through the 5-hole of McLeod?
Been very impressed with Gasparetti's game this week. Gets his second goal of the President's Cup. Another trickler that goes through McLeod. Frank Brown starts the rush, and that's a no-looker from Gasparetti. 6-1-3 Lacrosse, stand up.
Xavier Taylor. Face-off chance, push with the win, takes it himself. Martin, the save, keeps it in his crease. Nearly a quick response again from the Miners off the face-off work from Ronan Push.
And that's a great bounce-back save for McLeod for his confidence. He's let a couple of squeakers in over the last few minutes to come up with a big stop on Miller. That's huge.
Frazier picks the corner. Don't look now. Here come the arrows.
Chase Frazier again showing his prowess from the outside.
Wow.
He goes high to low last time. This time he picks that upper corner. And Matt, you can see McLeod goes down. He thinks he's going high to low once again. Picks that top right corner. That's a great piece of goal scoring.
Great demonstration by you two, by the way. Nobody else can see that.
A little animated, all right?
Yeah. Patty's excited.
As long as we don't have
Calling his first of three, speaking of conserving energy. Quick stick, backdoor. Another score, Marcus Needham.
The resolve in this Miners group here today has been great. I think earlier in this week when a team goes on a run, we saw a lot of heads down. We saw a lot of frustration boil over. This team looks a lot more like the group that has been to back-to-back championships. Hard bump by Bowen. That frees up enough space for that pass to get over to the backside and find Marcus Needham.
Rudy George in to take the face-off. Interesting that it wasn't Ronan Push that time. Jackson Genton pulled out of the pile, down the boards, and it rolls back to Needham. 3-goal lead restored. Genton jumping back out, still trying to figure out who's going to get possession here off the face-off. Finally, Allegany bringing it down, and it's Frazier off the bench again. Loaded up that big shot and elects to hang on to it this time, taking it to the crease. McLeod's got it. And that'll be the goalie water break. Just as it seems like Chase Frazier starting to heat things up. Remember back to night number 1 against Six Nations, he just kind of put the game on his back and started scoring to bring Allegany in it, but McLeod been pretty good here in this game today.
Yeah, a couple squeakers, but he's bounced back pretty good here. And that's one thing that I like about his resolve is the capabilities to make that bounce back save, not act rattled. And you know, at times during the NLL season, you could see him get affected by that. I think he's learned a lot from his time with the Roughnecks this season. And he's come into this tournament, and you could make a strong case that he has been the best goalie here in this tournament. There's a lot of great goalies. There's a lot of great goalies that have put on some good performance, but he's been outstanding.
Coming up at 5 o'clock, Snake Island, Winnipeg. Our final game of the day at 8 p.m., Brooklyn and Saskatchewan. The semifinals coming up on Friday. All the winners today will return Friday and Saturday to play for hardware. If you're not victorious today, you get one more. That comes tomorrow in the consolation games that, as we've already said, I don't think anybody wants to be a part of. Needham trying again in transition, working through the crease. Got rubbed out into the boards after the fact. Darius Anderson. Down floor, slowing it down as Allegany have it now. 8.5 to play here in the second period. 9-6. The lead here, Kluche. But hung on to there at the last second, forcing that shot wide. Now a block shot. How about a second one? This one's going to come back over the line now for Lintz. Lintz blocking the shot, heading off. Push bringing it over the line.
I mean, you want to be inspired as a defender. How about John Lintz and Jared Toll, your two elder statesmen on the back end? They're the ones blocking shots. They're the ones getting in lanes. If they're doing it, you better be stepping up, young man.
Toll's bouncer looked like it fooled Martin despite making the stop. Jesse Jimerson able to get it into the stick of Fraser. Always a good idea. Here's Lane Smith to Marquis. Back out to Fraser, who does it again. Because of course he did, and why not?
This is his hot spot. We'll see him on the end boards. He's just waiting. And again, far too much time, far too much space. The Miners' defense gets sloughed in so much. They got to keep their eyes on those pink shoes and the sharp shooting of Chase Fraser. That's 3 goals from the exact same shot, Matt. But the thing I like it, 3 different placements on the net. Low, high, and then another stinger.
That completes the hat trick. Fraser and Kluche, 6 of the 7 for Allegany. Most importantly, pulls them back within 2 every time. There's been an answer from Edmonton. That time it was a moving screen, and too many men going to call against Allegany. And the bench, not a fan of the call. Oh dear, Ethan Hansen. I had to do it once, I'm sorry. 7 minutes left here in the period. So it'll only be the second power play of the game. Both of them on the side of the Miners did not score on their first opportunity.
And Randy Chrysler not pleased with the call.
Oh, the dive from back behind the crease. That was Needham looking for his second. Shedding the defender. Fraser looking for the bouncer. 5-hole again. Getting up looking for answers. Jackson Genton.
Yeah. Not too sure what happened there, Matt. I don't know if a little bit of a pop to the back on that. But Genton certainly thought there should have been a call on Fraser.
Power play sets up with Milligan. Up top, outside shot. Steered away by the glove stick combination of Chase Martin in net, taking over from Goa Abrams in the first period. Milligan down to the crease. Good stick turned by Farrell.
They love that backdoor look for Farrell. They've been doing it all week long. We saw him score here. That's a smart goaltender recognizing.
Look out, Kluche back in business. To the outside, a couple fakes before releasing Christian Watts. Rebound will come back out over center. No over and back on the deflection. So Kluche allowed to pull it down. I did say Edmonton did not score on the power play, but Farrell did put it in on the first man advantage of the game. Fraser elects not to let fly this time. Killing time more important. Outside, Watts lets it go. Marquis chasing the rebound, and if Allegany choose, and if the Miners let them, they can take the rest of this penalty off. seconds more on the shot clock over the penalty clock. Cloutier, long way from home, one-handing it, despite the pressure from Craig. Now turns it back to the middle. Quick release shot off the leg of McLeod and up out of play. And look out here as Cloutier got it back. Arrow still with it.
I'm not sure if the Miners thought they were getting possession. A couple guys making a change. Left Chris Cloutier all alone there.
Yeah, not exactly in the playbook, I would think. Cloutier goes back to Frazier. Look out.
And if it is in the playbook, burn it to the ground.
In tight, Zach Miller. Had to wait for official confirmation. Bit of a delayed celebration, bit of a delayed call. But the shot right on the money. You see him calling for it on the crease, Patty.
Yeah, this is a great skip feed from Whitcomb. First it's a no-looker, then he finds Miller. And like you said, a little bit of a delay, but the first person in the building who knew that goal went in was Miller. And that is a massive goal as all of a sudden you blink your eyes and Allegany's within one, Matt.
One goal game, 4.5 left to go, and they've secured a face-off, which has been rare for them in this game. Ronan Push controlling the dot. Flip pass back from Lane Smith to Corey Becker. Neither of them shooting. McLeod on top of it. Which is a good thing because Marquis was sitting there waiting. This was 5-2 at the break. 7-2 at one point. Milligan. Ball knocked out of his stick by Anderson. Perfectly timed just as he was about to release. Anderson can't get Cloutier on the run. Frazier, quick pass there to Marquis. Actually, most quick sticks are just straight in the same motion. He pulled that back and then passed it to Marquis, all in a split second. Incredible hands on Chase Frazier. Plays Stead far side, Farrell the shot. Bergloff going to chase down the loose ball as he's in there with Gasparetti. It's going to roll in behind the Allegany net. And he brought back up over center. Tom Ciaric clears the line with 3 minutes left to go. Neither team took timeout in that first period, so pocket full for each coach. Back outside, Becker's shot hits off either Push or Milne. Shot clock continues to tick down. Miller with only 5 to let loose. He does. McLeod deflects it into the corner. Played back for Josh Becker again. Whitcomb looking to return it to Becker. He got filled in just as the ball arrives. Spencer Milne stepping up. And now Push. Anderson. Few players not happy with the officiating by the sounds of things. As Sonishin's shot handled by Martin. Here could be the most dangerous man on the floor, Cloutier, and this is why he's got such a big outside shot, but then if you come up to play his hands, he can get a step on you and do stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a big body, but I think people underestimate how well he moves. That first step of his, and then when he gets moving, when he gets rolling downhill, he is an impossible check.
Milligan. Loughlin sets a big screen. Milligan over the top around another one from Farrell. Martin had to hug the crease after Needham's first shot went sky high. Allegany changing it up, as they've had the hot sticks here in this second period. All Edmonton, we thought in the first, all Allegany here. Frazier brought it down low, then up high, looked at the official, wanted a call, and he goes right back at Morgan. Those two continuing their conversation. Ball intercepted. They'll stay on the floor. Taylor, look out. Frazier trying to put that one right through number 48 in white. 48 white, number 8 black, and there's a two-handed chop. That's finally going to get called.
And you can see late Chris Cloutier saying slow things down, calm things down. We got the penalty wall. We got the extra attacker. Let's go to work.
Chase Martin on the bench. Big tie-up in front of the shot from Frazier here, and Morgan stands up and just turns hard left, and he'll go to the box. Frazier will head off to the bench.
And Morgan does a great job there, getting under the skin of Cloutier. You can see he's rattled, but just way too heavy of an off-ball check. We've heard both benches talk about, like, can we watch the off-ball slashes right in front of the officials? Hard whack, hard noise. Everyone in the building could hear it. You just got to toe that line.
Under 40 seconds now to go here in the period, working it over to Watts. This quick shot again, no Frazier to start this power play. First one of the game for Allegany. Cloutier up top behind the back shot there. Bounces back to Smith. Up top, Miller, no shot. Watts return pass. Miller, quick stick, Cloutier. Oh my goodness, down in the splits was McLeod. Throws the left glove at it and keeps it out. Craig working to the outside. Lucas, you better have that, buddy.
Unbelievable stop. That's one. Remember that save. Down 1 goal on the power play. Calm, cool, and collected. Cam McLeod goes post to post and rips a goal right out of the hands of Chris Cloutier. But if you're Allegany, after the way the first 20 went, you've got to be really pleased. We'll get a great look here as Miller skip feed to the crease and McLeod slams the door shut. Call Crime Stoppers, a la Pete Dalladay.
All right.
Unbelievable.
For sure this time, his best save of the game. Right
Yes.
there, that one. 100%.
He can't beat it, can he?
They keep getting better. We'll find out in the third period, which comes up in about 8 minutes' time. We're at Iroquois Park Sports Centre in the President's Cup, presented by JVI. It's quarterfinal Wednesday. We'll be right back.
You can catch the fun with lacrosse, Canada's national summer sport. Everyone can experience the excitement of lacrosse, where fun meets fitness and friends are made. Lacrosse is one of the youngest organized sports children can play. And with 66 clubs throughout Ontario, everyone can get in on the fun. Visit playlacrosse.com. Our interactive map will help you find a lacrosse club in your area. Join the Ontario lacrosse community today. Ask a parent before going online.
From our unique origins to the modern game, the global lacrosse community has been preparing for this moment. Together, we step into a new chapter of growth, competition, unity, and inspiration for the next generation. Welcome to a new era of lacrosse. At the Olympic Games in Los Angeles, we continue growing together. Join the journey and let's make history in LA and beyond. A new era of lacrosse starts now.
From grassroots to major international events, Sport Durham's award-winning edge is the care we take to create memorable participant experiences and lasting legacies. Collaborate with Sport Durham to host your best event yet. While you're here, be sure to visit durhamtourism.ca for things to do across Durham Region's 8 vibrant communities. Summit Access Solutions is a turnkey access company that can accommodate any and all projects from scaffolding, swing stage, material lifts, weather enclosure systems, and shoring, just to name a few. We specialize in making what looks impossible possible so that you can complete any project safely, efficiently, and on time. Call us at 877-786-6483 or visit summitaccess.ca. No matter what the disaster, we'll be there to help get everything in your home or business restored back to normal. Whether your property has suffered from a kitchen fire, basement flood, or a break-in, our professional technicians and restoration experts will use the best tools and strategies to help you make your house feel like a home again. The wait is over. The NLL has partnered with TFL Sports to bring you something legendary. Not since the days of the 1993 MILL has Pro Box Lacrosse seen premier collectible trading cards, the most comprehensive, officially licensed NLL trading cards ever, featuring legends, rookies, game highlights, and more, all dropping in October. Pre-order yours now before they are gone at shop.tflsport.com. With this many stars, you won't want to miss your chance to chase greatness. Turn your scrap into cash at Langeel's Metal Recycle in Port Perry. We pay top dollar when you bring your metal to our yard. With a strong focus on safety and environmentally responsible recycling, you can trust Langeel's to handle your scrap the right way. Fast, fair, and local, Langeel's Metal Recycling in Port Perry. For more information, please visit www.lmr.ca. Thank you to game day sponsor Eco Airflow, who has been providing indoor air quality solutions to customers for over 15 years. Better air can be found at ecoairflow.com and see how the science of filtration can improve the air in your home. From grassroots. Back for what should be a thrilling third period here in our second quarter final of the day. Matthew Carrick alongside Pat Gregoire for the call of Allegany and Edmonton putting on a show right now, 9-8 after 2. And what a great period, Patty.
It started out a lot like how it finished. 2 quick goals from the Miners, and things were not looking good for the Arrows. as Bergloff and Sonishin cash in here. But Kluche scores a beauty like we've seen a bajillion times this week. But, oh, yeah, do you like goals from Chase Fraser? I hope so, because we got a lot this period as he gets his first of 3. Jake Bowen, though, would reply almost immediately to restore that big lead for the Miners, and transition game started to get going for the Arrows, and here's another goal from Fraser. His stick heating up. Bad news for Miner fans at home, but Marcus Needham, this Miners team would not go away. But then the Miners the Arrows would once again get a big goal here. One from Fraser and another one from Miller on the back door. And that is where we stand right now, Matt. Just a 1-goal lead. And at some points here, it looked like the Miners were going to run away with this one. But Allegany, the Can-Am champions, have closed the gap. And we're in for a great third period.
They've given Allegany 28 shots in that period.
Wow.
To 19 for Edmonton. 45-39 the shots through 2, Patty.
Yeah, both these goaltenders have been stout. I mean, McLeod stealing the show here in Whitby. But since coming into relief and letting a couple of quick ones by, Chase Martin has been solid.
I like to pretend I'm an impartial, unbiased member of the media, but yes, I do like Chase Fraser goals. Fans of the Trenton Golden Hawks may say otherwise, but I at least try to be impartial and unbiased.
That's good stuff.
Jacob Gasparetti. Hidden ball play here. Looks like Miller still has it. After faking to Fraser, here's Kluche. Him and Fraser have done most of the damage with 6 goals between them. Fraser trying to get Lane Smith involved that time. It'll come back up top to Kluche, looking for more. Still on the power play for 35 more seconds after that possession are the Arrows. Morgan in the box after getting into it with Fraser, and now a turnover. Sending it back to Corey Becker. Total shots, as we said, 45-39 favoring Allegany. Told you this one was good through 2. Kluche off the shoulder. Back to Miller. Fraser over the shoulder. Oh, yes, indeed. I like it. And it ties the game, Patty.
Chase Fraser, are you kidding me? Absolute sicko mode every time this guy touches down on the turf. Big smile. The NLL's villain for the Buffalo Bandits. I said it. He just does not know how to score normal goals. He does not know how to score ugly goals. Goes behind the back, bar down, and a big smile on his face as he ties this game. The audacity, Matt, to even pull that off.
Set up by those 3 goals in the last period, that big step. You're expecting the shot from the same angle, and then he does that, and then a big smile. Guy knows exactly where the camera is, too. Look at him go. Tied up here between Allegany and Edmonton on the run. Quick restart. Brown to Kluche in front. That one misses the mark as it hits off the end boards. Up the near side, Brett Craig starting it around the horn. Milligan steps up. His shot off the shoulder of Martin. This one will bounce back, shovel back in Milligan's direction, Craig's pass over and back. Miller showing him with a goal and 3 assists through 2 periods. Watts with 4 helpers. What's Chase Fraser got for an encore? He says, enough for me, at least for now. I'll give it to Miller. His shot. They were calling over and back, 10 left to shoot. Oh, no! Holster that thing. It's dangerous.
Jaw meat floor.
You're the analyst. Do your thing. Come on.
How does one even analyze this? An absolute howitzer rips this one from Bowmanville right over the shoulder of Cam McLeod. Blows the smoke off the gun, puts it in the holster. My goodness, Chase Fraser, we're not worthy.
Welcome to the Chase Fraser Show here at the Prezi. Allegany up 10-9, splits made by Martin. That shot from Craig in transition didn't miss by much. Off another face-off win. Bowen. High stepping over the face-off dot, cuts back. Turns away from the crease. Bowen, inside move off the iron there. Marcus Needham coming through. Colton Marquis. Down into the corner. This is Fraser. In case you haven't figured it out by now. Kluche on the run. Look out. Stumbles McLeod and it's in.
The Buffalo boys are running wild here in Whitby, Ontario. 8 of the 11 goals have come from these two men's stick. Keep an eye. Here comes Fraser. Going to sweep the top. And this one here is difficult on Lintz. Look, watch. Hard fake seal. Creates enough space. Lintz gets a stick on it. But Fraser just able to muscle his way through. Gets that stick. Changes planes. And a perfectly executed play by the Buffalo Bandit.
Gasparetti jumped early on the face-off, awarding it here to Edmonton, the easiest one that they'll get. Sonishin, far side, has it back, one-on-one. Miners with work to do as this one's picked off. Gasparetti pulling it back into the offensive end. Watts, the first one out. Trailing in behind, it looks like Fraser will be out here. No Kluche though. Works it for Miller. Miller, Watts, immediate pass into Fraser, got a good bounce. Out to Colton Marquis though, his shot. Rebound played in front and Josh Becker gets knocked down. That'll give a reset and Chase Fraser. The latest episode. Would you like to continue watching? Splits the double, and I was sure there was going to be a healthy finish. Bench cheering, tries the dive. Oh, man.
If this is the Fraser show, I want to binge the entire series right now. Unbelievable.
Bowen has man off the bench. And you can just see and feel and hear it in the arena. Laughlin's shot from the outside off of Martin. Every time he touches the ball, and then when it's out of his stick, you look around at the reactions, laughing in absolute disbelief for what's going on right now in this game.
Yeah, when those pink shoes touch turf, get your popcorn ready. Something special is going to happen.
Well, how about this guy? Number 2 over the top.
Oh, yeah, he's pretty good too.
Watts will return the ball to him, goes straight down Main Street. The shot off McLeod and in. Anything you can do, I don't know if he can do better, but 5 each for Kluche and Fraser now. And a timeout, Edmonton.
And a much needed timeout as this game, this floor has completely shifted towards Allegany Arrows. As Chris Kluche, oh so clutch, so difficult to defend because he can face dodge past you. He can run through you. And he's got pinpoint accuracy, throws that little twister to finish. 10 goals between the two. Unbelievable.
I'm being told we're going to see Fraser's 2 goals.
You're not going to argue.
I'm not sure which ones they are, but they're going to be fantastic, I promise you. He's got 5 in the game, and we're going to pick the 2 most ridiculous.
Like pinpoint, big smile, looks right through your living room television. And another one. I mean, the fact that overhand rip was almost as hard as the behind the back. Oh. He is an absolute specimen. Someone should not be allowed to do that.
Face-off rolls all the way back down in. Outside of the timeout, McLeod does remain in the net. 12-9 now. 10 of those off the stick of Cloutier and Fraser. I think both of them have a Player of the Game award already here at the tournament. Glad I'm not picking. Cut it in half. Farrell on the doorstep tucks it. His second of the game. Miners not going to roll over here to the 2 big boys.
Yeah, a bit of a quiet tournament for his standards. Dean Farrell coming into this game gets his second goal here. Saw a quick stick before, sets that hard seal, frees up his own area of the floor. Watch, he's going to pop off the defender off screen, takes it to the net, and a great finish. Tucks it just right under that bar there.
Only one who's been able to do much with push at the dot today has been Gonciarek, and most of that has been scrumming the draw, which is what this one turns into again. Gonciarek in there to drag it free. Got it enough for the possession call. Him and Push get involved as it rolls back up the boards. Edmonton bench calling for an 8-count violation. Not going to get it as Brown keeps it up, passing for Taylor. Cloutier out there, but sorry to report, Patty, no Fraser this time. It'll be Marquis instead. One hand on his stick, dragged it through everybody. Got the shot, McLeod the save. Brett Craig back in transition. Actually saw Fraser go down the tunnel and was kind of wandering around the hallway back down there. Not sure what that was all about.
He's looking for more cameras to smile at.
I guess so. Signing a few autographs mid-game. Bowen. Needham. Milligan. Trying to get it down to Farrell. Bounce it off the glass. Wow. Well falling. The shovel shot from Lachlan. Enough to reset the clock.
This is a big repossession here for the Miners. Try to get this back within 1.
Bowen. Back in front. Lachlan scores.
That's a great shift from Lachlan. He's the one who was able to break free, get that shot. The little shoveler to get the reset. He does all his damage from the inside. Big body, frees up space, hard pick. We'll get a great look here. Milligan mucking it up as well, too. And the Miners getting back to what was working. Hard seals, hard picks, moving your feet, cutting to the middle. That's a great job by the veteran Lachlan to free up space for himself to get a shot off.
Push this time gets distance on Gonciarek off the face-off. Ball's going to roll Ganton's way, chopped down Gonciarek, and just a push called here against Ganton, who's down for the second time here in the game and struggling mightily to get off. Trainer did come out to help out, but just a brief stoppage here. Needham, Milligan. Shaughnessy setting the screen. Milligan headed to the crease. The twister goes wide. Back to Needham. Clock did reset, maybe a bit late. Farrell pops out of the pile, wants the ball. He'll give to Bergloff. Over the top. Back to Milligan. Now Shaughnessy. Straight through, and Martin. Things cooling off after the Cloutier-Fraser show. Haven't seen Fraser the last few possessions, so Maybe there was a little bit more to that wandering around we saw. Outside shot, McLeod.
Look like he's back on the bench at least this time. Second on the gate. We'll see if he goes out for an offensive possession, I should say.
He's reached his quota, maybe. Bergloff down the boards. Bowen out of his stick off the bucket. Picks it off the turf. Back through Needham. Far side Milligan. Looked off Bergloff. Playing again to Bowen, who curves back through the middle off the post. Back to a one-goal game here, a minute away from the halfway mark of this final regulation time period. Bowen. Up top to Lachlan. Milligan has Needham cutting to the crease, and he undresses Martin to tie the game again.
Miners getting back to playing Miners ball. Off-ball movement, cutting, hard picks, hard seal, and Marcus Needham with a much timely goal. Look here, hard pick, cut to the middle, good things happen, and a hard fake and finish has Martin absolutely undressed on the crease. Bam! Beautiful, beautiful off-ball work from Marcus Needham.
Frazier is back out there, going to take this draw against Push. 10:51 to go. Call everybody you know. We're going down the stretch here in this quarterfinal. Sonachin. Farrell wants him to stay right there. Puts the ball to the far side for play step. Sonachin. Back to Milligan, who pops out of the pile. Bergloff in the middle. Had to settle it down. He was getting hit. Return pass intended for Playstead. Intercepted by Jesse Jimerson. Brown. Frazier. First shift in quite some time. Passes right to the crease. Found Kluche in stride, but out of space. Again on Kluche. Now the help comes. Lane Smith over to Frazier. Hard shot. And Milne stepped up in the way of that and blocked it. It bounced back to the restraining line where Edmonton recovers. Under 10 to play. Craig.
I can't overstate enough how huge that was for Lane Smith to rip hard to the bench and allows Becker to get on the floor, take away that transition chance.
Bowen off the screen. Thought about Farrell. Gets hauled down to a knee. Still scores while crawling towards the crease. Edmonton back on top. What is going on here at Iroquois Park today?
Jake Bowen, known for his speed, his agility, but how about the strength and the will? Fights through a couple of hard checks and one. Takes it to the rack, down on two knees, and somehow wills his way to taking the lead for this game.
Face-off battle's been fun to watch today too, with Push controlling it, except for against Gonciarek. Those two hard after each other for it. Miller now putting it through Becker. Down the boards, Whitcomb. Frazier, the last one off the bench. What does he do this time? Had eyes for the top corner. Stepping forward, though, was McLeod. Makes the save. 13-12. The lead for Edmonton. Almost unfortunate that one of these teams going home empty-handed after this performance today. Sonachin. Playstead. Both teams with hardware from last year's Prezi. The silver and bronze medalists. Outside shot. Playstead deflected into the corner. Hit there, knocked the Miners player down. We play on. Clock resets. Edmonton ball. Needham off the bench. That was Farrell getting it up there. Now it's Playstead. Backing towards center. Outside, big high step. Needham working it through, intercepted. Tristan Jensen thought about slowing up, now finds Miller cutting to the net. And a good stop Back-to-back good saves from McLeod.
Yeah, Cam McLeod, a little bit of a squirrely third period for him. He's getting picked apart by the Bandits.
Hebert Bowen now. Buried after shooting, and this will take us into the goalie's official media timeout, whatever we're calling it, breather time here at IPSC before we crank it up for the last 7:48.
Let's take a look at that last goal from Bowen as it stands right now. The go-ahead goal. Bowen fights through a couple of hard checks, gets pulled to the ground. Delayed penalty. He doesn't care, though. He didn't hear no whistle. From his knees, a massive goal, the biggest goal of the tournament so far for the Edmonton Miners. What I was going to say, though, Matt, it was getting out of hand there for Cam McLeod a little bit, getting picked apart by Cloutier and Fraser, but since that moment, he's really settled in and made a couple really big stops.
Not the only goaltender those two have picked apart, by the way.
No.
Cloutier in through the middle. Becker. And down again and struggling. Ganton back up, going to get the ball here and gets rid of it immediately. You can see big wrap now on the right lower leg. This tournament sponsored by Ice and Tape. Milligan, Bergloff, Bowen. Milligan has it again. Does he go for a run this time? Can't get past Williams as it's knocked away. Final 7 minutes here in regulation time. Edmonton up by 1. It's been a game of runs for both of these teams. Edmonton had a big one early on, coming into the final stretch of the first period and out of the locker rooms. Allegany then trying their way back, as they've had to do a lot in this tournament, Patty. Playing from behind and trying to will everybody on that bench back into the game, which they've done here today. Trailing by 1, looking for an answer. It'll be Edmonton, though. Sonishin outside Farrell. Two lefties, Bergloff and Sonishin. Lots of movement. Farrell with it. That one beat Martin, but it was wide. Skipped over his arm. Edmonton bench say it hit him. Sonishin doesn't care. Headed back. They will be reset this time. Needham takes out Gasparetti after picking up the loose ball. Playstead down there now. Sonishin getting worked over. Bergloff going to run it down in front of Sonishin, who takes the pass here. Monsiarek in front of him. Over to Playstead, a couple high steps. Screen set in front. Playstead drags it back, buried. Shot saved by Martin. Rebound here in the stick of Brown. Marquis sets a screen in front of him. Cloutier to the corner for Lane Smith. Couple screens set. Smith thought about going over the top and then wanted to flip it to Becker. Over top of everybody, Marquis trying to save the possession. Under 10 to shoot in. 5-hole covered up. Becker will shovel it to Frazier. Cloutier now. Underneath Toll. Lane Smith gets rid of Craig. Back to Smith on the run, right into the Miners logo on McLeod. And this time it doesn't leave the crease. Brett Craig walks his way over the timeline. 5 minutes left to go. Bowen from the corner. Snake Island Muskies and Winnipeg Blizzard watching on intently from the corner. They're next up at 5. There's a low shot there in and out of the stick of Martin. And coming up 8 o'clock, Brooklyn, Saskatchewan, final quarterfinal match here at the 2025 President's Cup. Zach Miller just looked away as the pass was coming. He'll get around Spencer Mild. Cloutier on the crease, buried, scores!
Klutch is clutch. Big moment, big goal, big time performer. As Miller finds a streaking Cloutier in the most dangerous area. Big loose ball off a broken play, and the Miners just simply cannot lose track of where number 2 is on the floor at all times. Throw an air tag on him. I don't care. He can't be left that wide open at this point of the game.
13-13, a dandy. Here on day number 4 of this President's Cup tournament. Push. Slams on the brakes. Shovels it here, Milligan to the outside, Playstead. Big high step off the bench, Bowen with it. Farrell setting the screen, far side Playstead, in front, Sonishin diving in front of it. Almost literally, Xavier Taylor then made contact and interference called, but what a block from Taylor.
Talk about selling out, man. What a play.
We're in hero time now. Farrell took something off it into the corner. Miners on top.
Been a theme for this Miners team for here today, saving their best for today. Dean Farrell, you could say the same, a hat-trick goal from him. Watch, he just finds the soft area of the floor and quickly in and out before Allegany could do anything. Much like Cloutier, Allegany's got to do a much better job not allowing Dean Farrell to get to the soft areas of the floor.
Is that Lachlan from the far boards? If it is, that's 6 assists.
That it was.
On the afternoon. That is a lot of apples. Here's Frazier. I don't think it's healthy to have that many. Frazier running away from Marquis to the front of the crease. And in the crease. Call here.
Dean Farrell up to 3 goals, 4 assists for 7 points. I think he only had 3 or 4 points coming into today's game.
14 goals does help the situation there, but as you said, now Bergloff shooting, Martin the save. Jesse Jimerson leaves it in the stick of Christian Watts. Looked off Cloutier, goes to Frazier. Outside, Miller high stepping around the screen from Frazier. Takes him to his wrong side though. Ham's got 10 to shoot, he'll give to Cloutier. Why not? Bouncer from outside. And I mean, credit Ganton, man. He could barely stand up and he's still being tasked with guarding Cloutier. Gets run into there by Watts. Frazier has it again. That one way off target. Marquis will play it off the window. Shot past a jumping Jared Toll. Hit him on his way out of play, so Cloutier and Allegany will get it again. One-man switch, Watts off. In comes Lane Smith. Bumping guys in front of Cloutier, opens up a shooting lane. Lane Smith gets the rebound. Back up top for Watts. He couldn't bring it down. Played here by Brett Craig. Looked at Marquis. Peels out as he got to the crease. He'll wait for the offensive unit with a minute and a half left, and his Miners up 14-13 right now. Remember, the Miners have taken their time out here in the third. Allegany still with 1.
Great point.
Needham nearly pushed over the timeline. He'll play it across to Bowen. High screen, Sherman Williams back down towards the crease. They do give the reset.
The official's way closer to the floor than we are, Matt. I didn't think that one off the goalie.
Sonishin. Up top, Needham puts his shoulder into Gasparetti, who popped the ball free. Anderson to the boards to get it. Needham's got it back, though. Turns and fires. Gonna rip it all the way around the bottom dasher. And with the change, Rudy George comes over to pick it up. 39 seconds left to go. We'll get into Allegany Arrows timeout.
And a very nice job from the Miners just to chew up as much clock as possible. Let's take a look at the go-ahead goal. Look at all the off-ball movement on both sides of the floor. Farrell's able to find that middle, gets the ball in and out of the stick like a wink in the upper 90. And Dean Farrell, man, he's come here to play. It's been a bit of a struggle for him offensively. Hasn't had the successes that we've seen him have, whether he's playing in the Prezi or even some of the successes we saw him with Panther City Lacrosse. But he saved his best for the biggest moment, the go-home moment. He showed up big time.
Looks like Chase Martin's going to be on the bench for this final shot for Allegany. Trying to get back into the medal games after securing bronze in their first appearance at Prezi last season. Miners trying to get back there after gaining silver. Miller to Marquis. Frazier sets the big screen. Here comes the shot. Steered out off the hand of McLeod. Big collision. Toll on Kluche. Loose ball down on the carpet. Becker can't pick it up. Kluche in there as well. It's going to roll back all the way into the corner. 18 seconds left to go. Whitcomb giving it there to Becker. Kluche steps around his man. Shot. McLeod came out to make the save. Here's Frazier around his screen, and McLeod will cover it up in the crease. Edmonton bombs it down the floor, and they are indeed headed back to the semifinals.
What an absolute gutsy effort from this Miners team. Written off in this tournament. Missing key pieces like Mike Triolo, who's been a staple of this offense for this Miners group. Struggling to find the net. Struggling to muster up offense. And here today, putting up a 14 spot against the team that many people coming into this tournament had pegged as not just a top 3 finish, but potentially a team that could win this tournament. What a gutsy effort from this Miner team. Matt, this is what you can't teach. Experience. This team is so experienced at this tournament, and that's really what came through here today.
I mean, there are guys limping and bruised and all kinds of stuff headed into this handshake line for the Miners. Every player pretty much either took a knee, squatted down, bent over their stick as soon as that horn went, except for the coaching staff who came out with a ton of energy to go at all the players that worked so hard for this Edmonton Miners team. 14-13, an instant classic here at the Prezi in our second quarterfinal match. That means that Allegany will jump into the 5 p.m. game on Friday. If I'm reading this correctly, and Allegany coming back tomorrow at 8 p.m. in the consolation game. Edmonton at 5 p.m. Friday will play the winner of Snake Island and Winnipeg coming up at 5 o'clock.
Wow, what a game we just saw, Matt.
Players of the game.
Take your choice. I mean, we saw some. I think it's got to be Dean Farrell for the Miners. He was incredible here today, and he also had the game winner.
Yeah, Chase Frazier. Losing effort, but really, I mean, all eyes and the focus on him in that second period, or third period, excuse me.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. Not just quantity of goals, it was quality of goals as well for Chase Frazier.
And it is indeed Farrell who saves his best game for when they need it most. The Edmonton Miners, you can still see guys just completely out of gas over on that Edmonton lineup. They get a day off now to recover, and perhaps not the emotional dump if they had to come back and play tomorrow.
Yeah, certainly is. And Matt, just going over this, it's let's take that 33 spot against Saskatchewan away. They were only able to score 9 goals through those second 2 games. They came out here and put up 14. I think we have to reassess where we think the favorites rank in this tournament. After this game here, as we see a great shot of John Lintz tying up the shoes. I mean, that's the epitome of John Lintz right there. Absolutely love it. But
I thought he was going to sign an autograph, take a picture. No. Can you tie my shoes so I can go play?
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I think this Miners team proved that this isn't a down year anymore. Sure, we don't have some of the same ball players we had before. They're here to win a medal, to win the President's Cup.
And they've done it before. Remember back 3-time champions, 16, 17, 18. Looking for one more. They'll play in the 5 p.m. game against the winner of Snake Island and Winnipeg. That comes your way at 5 o'clock Eastern time, just over an hour from now. Be sure to subscribe to the JVI Sports Network YouTube channel so you don't miss a minute of the action. I'm going to slide out Jake Elliott coming in to join you, Pat, for the final 2 games of the day. Go grab some lunch, dinner, whatever you got, and come back to the Iroquois Park Sports Centre and the President's Cup here in 2025. We'll talk to you in an hour. From grassroots to major international events, Sport Durham's award-winning edge is the care we take to create memorable participant experiences and lasting legacies. Collaborate with Sport Durham to host your best event yet. While you're here, be sure to visit durhamtourism.ca for things to do across Durham Region's 8 vibrant communities. Summit Access Solutions is a turnkey access company that can accommodate any and all projects from scaffolding, swing stage, material lifts, weather enclosure systems, and shoring, just to name a few. We specialize in making what looks impossible possible so that you can complete any project safely, efficiently, and on time. Call us at 877-786-6483 or visit summitaccess.ca. No matter what the disaster, we'll be there to help get everything in your home or business restored back to normal. Whether your property has suffered from a kitchen fire, basement flood, or a break-in, our professional technicians and restoration experts will use the best tools and strategies to help you make your house feel like a home again. The wait is over. The NLL has partnered with TFL Sports to bring you something legendary. Not since the days of the 1993 MILL has Pro Box Lacrosse seen premier collectible trading cards. The most comprehensive, officially licensed NLL trading cards ever, featuring legends, rookies, game highlights, and more, all dropping in October. Pre-order yours now before they are gone at shop.tflsport.com. With this many stars, you won't want to miss your chance to chase greatness.